My ex-girlfriend wrote to me after seeing my pregnant wife, asking why I never gave her a chance or loved her back. But she used me as a rebound. Harder than a basketball in the NBA Finals. I am 35 years old, happily married with 2 children. My wife 32F and I have been together for 8 years. Married for 4. We were out shopping in our hometown when we bumped into my ex-girlfriend. 34F, her parents and children. She moved out of the country over 10 years ago. And I haven't seen her since. Nor have we had any contact other than Facebook happy birthday messages. She is married and has 2 children of her own. Anyway, on to the situation. My father-in-law and her father are friendly. They are both retired military and occasionally have breakfast together with their other retired friends. When we met, my ex-friend's father congratulated my wife and me. We thought that my father-in-law had told him that we were expecting our 3rd child. I saw my ex-friend looking at my wife's belly. And then she was distant for the rest of the exchange. She had been friendly at first. We exchanged pleasantries and said goodbye. My wife and I continued shopping. When we were finished, I checked my phone and saw that I had a Facebook message from my ex-friend, "It was good to see you again." Me too. The family looks good. Ex-friend, yours too. Do you want to go for a coffee and catch up? I'm in town for a few days. Me too. We're actually quite busy. Otherwise I would be down. I'm sorry, ex-boyfriend, I understand growing up. Can I ask you a question? Me. Sure, what's up? Ex-girlfriend, was I just not your type? Me, what do you mean? Ex-girlfriend, I'm asking, what did I do wrong? Me. I didn't answer because it came out of nowhere. Ex-friend, I pursued you for years. We were inseparable for years. And you never gave us a real chance. I loved you, our families loved us. Our friends loved us both. You just never made a full commitment to us. You wouldn't even have sex with me. And I need to know why. Was I not good enough? Could you not see yourself being married to me? And having a family together? I didn't reply and I showed the messages to my wife. She knows about this girl and my reasons for it. She and I have grown apart. Mainly because we see her family everywhere. And she asked. My wife told me to be honest with her. But I'm not sure that's right. It feels mean. I'm going to give my side of our friendship. And I'm hoping I can get some advice on what to do next. Basically, she and I met through friends in high school. I was very interested. But she was dating someone at the time. She finally asked me out about a month later. And we went on dates and kissed a few times. Although we never had the conversation about being official. One night in the car, her, who I thought was an ex-girlfriend, called her and asked when she was coming over. She didn't have him on speaker. I could still hear the conversation. She told him I couldn't talk right now. And he asked who she was with. She didn't tell him. He found out later and messaged me on Facebook. And asked me if I knew they were still together. I apologized. I said I didn't and told him I was breaking things off. I called her and she started to cry. And said she didn't have the courage to tell me they were still together but that she liked me. Still together, but that she liked me so much and wanted to break up with him. I cut her off anyway. Fast forward a few months and she reached out. We went through the same motions. She wanted to be with me. But always with another guy. I sent her a message that I would catch out of the corner of my eye. This went on for embarrassing years. All through college, into our early 20s. It was always the same. She'd reach out. We'd get back in touch. And things would get serious again. I'd check her social media and see that she'd just broken up with someone. We even went on holiday together to the mountains. For a weekend. And the same thing happened. She had literally just been there a month earlier with her. Before with her ex. going away with me was her idea. The worst part is, both our families really loved us together. My parents were never rude to my girlfriends. But they would ask me how my ex-girlfriend was doing. Or make snide remarks about how her parents missed me. Hell. Even my now father-in-law mentioned it once. My ex-girlfriend's dad had brought me up. He really thought I'd be his son one day. Years ago I confided in my friends that I always felt like a rebound or a backup plan. And that's why I could never or get more physical with her. They told me to just sleep with her when she called, and not to pursue anything more. The problem was that I wanted more, but still felt used. Every time we planned something where sex was more than likely on the table, I'd see a guy text her or see a post on social media. And that just killed my enthusiasm. When I say that, I mean it literally. It crushed my confidence every single time. One of my best friends said to me, I didn't have to pay attention to all that and could just have my fun with her. It didn't mean I had to pursue a relationship with her, knowing that I was always a rebound. That felt crappy to me. I had girlfriends here and there, but I wanted this girl. We just clicked, you know. But it's like some kind of goddamn mystical being would show me a sign every time things were going to happen in our relationship. I just didn't want her to move on someone else or have someone on the back burner when we got back together. Maybe it's my own insecurity, but I know how I felt and it didn't feel good. So I slowly distanced myself. After a short period of time I met my wife. She met her husband. And our lives went on with little or no contact. Until the other day. I didn't reply to the message. And it's been 2 days. I thought about just lying and saying it wasn't her fault. Or just not responding. But my wife insists that I tell her the whole thing. I know this is a word wall, but I'm really conflicted. I told my wife that I would ask others for their opinion and I'm considering the internet as my other. She does. Exactly the same as she always did with you. I would bet all the money in my wallet that if you were to look into her life, her marriage is crumbling. Or her husband isn't paying enough attention to her. You were the great white whale that got away. And she is trying to test the waters. To see if you're ready to do the same. Same old song and dance. Now it's even more of a challenge. Because you have a happy family and marriage. Don't get involved with her. This sounds exactly like the same cycle you described from your young adulthood. Thank you all for your responses. I decided to listen to the majority and replied to ex-friend Anna. The reply was well received. And we chatted the rest of the week. And met up the weekend before Easter. The short version is that we're both leaving our partners. Anna and I are going to try this relationship again. Now that we've completely opened up to each other. About our true feelings. Thank you all for encouraging us to do this. I couldn't have done it without you. April Fools, I would never do that. The actual update is quite anticlimactic. Sadly. In the end I just never answered Anna. It was already 5 days ago when I read through every reply and decided to just let it go. My wife was fine with that. But told me to block her if she messaged again. We did a couple of Easter egg hunts with various family members yesterday. Including my father-in-laws. They have a decent-sized property and host quite a few people. So I wasn't surprised to see non-family members. I was surprised to see Anna's parents there. With their children. After all the adults had scattered and hid the eggs and the children started their search. Anna's dad came over to talk to me. Nothing out of the ordinary. We chatted for a few minutes. Towards the end, I asked if the kids were staying with them for Easter. And he basically told me Anna and her husband were having some and needed some time alone to sort things out. He didn't go into detail. So I don't know exactly what those difficulties are. But congratulations to those of you who called. That should be the end of the story for now. If it happens to come up again, and I think it's worth letting you all know, I will do so. Otherwise, thanks again.